Explain to listen, what you reading right?
So mix-ups are an invention from Walker's, which Doritos, Monster Munch, French fries and Watsons, all in the same packet, and it's all the same flavour.
Is it meant
This
to be the
is the
same
sound
flavour?
of one of the Doritos.
Is it meant to be the same flavour,
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
it because they're all mixed up?
Spicy flavour.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Just spicy.
Just spicy flavour, yeah.
So what do you think about the jingle?
I think it sounds like I'm in a bar where I've just paid £8 for a bottle of beer and someone called fucking Cecil is in the toilet fucking hoovering up their own cocaine.
I wanted to go for kind of like a Brazilian samba-y sort of vibe to inject some energy into it.
Right.
We weren't going to do that.
Right.
But it does sound a bit sort of like Ladies What snack. It's a bit like a yogurt advert. Marino did his usual thing of trying to deflect the blame, wasn't it? It was that he blamed his medical staff this time, wasn't he? It was their fault. I'm not sure which part, because Hazard went down, didn't he? For whatever reason, because that's what he does. Mourinho knows he's a cheat, so he knows that the medical staff. Honestly, Hazard isn't good. I'm telling you now. Am I the only person who doesn't think Hazard's the best player in the world?
I think he is a very good player, but the thing that annoys me most is everyone says, oh, he's the most fouled player in the league because obviously everyone tries to foul him.
Yeah.
Well, that is true to some extent, but he also throws himself to the floor every time someone fucking sneezes on him.
And that's the trouble, because you get snide cunts like Pat Nevin. If you listen to his interview for The Guardian, he's like the most bitter man. He's like Partridge, but he he sort of acts like he discovered Hazard. And he's like saying, oh, do you know what? I've never watched Hazard and seen something that made me think, wow, he is incredible.
I remember last season against Spurs when Spurs won 5-3. He did. I remember thinking to myself, like, he did play fucking really well in that game.
Fucking really
well. And he scored a really good goal where sort of Chongla was right foot and he was running at full speed and just like buried it with his left foot.
How many chances did Chelsea actually have? I could only think, admittedly, was that Hazard, when he was down the wing and he sort of cut inside and he literally just smashed it at Fabianski's neck. It went up. That was unlucky. And then obviously there was the Chelsea free kick that Hazard probably won, I think. And Ivanovic headed it over.
Also, when you play for a side like Chelsea, anyone that's got any sense of being direct and having a bit of flair stands out about 7,000 times more than anyone else on the pitch.
It's true.
When they've got Mikel and fucking Zuma up front.
No, it's true, and it's almost like he's not allowed to play. It's like when he gets the ball, it's like, no, he's been trained to go down, so they can stick Ivanovic in the box for a header.
We know you're like a really technically like a really good player, and you know you like to be direct and run the ball and stuff, but you play for Chelsea now, so every time you get the ball, we want you to win a free kick.
But it's
That's
true.
what we want you to do.
And they got rid of Mata because he wasn't a good enough defender.
What's that, Maradona? Oh no! We're going to have to loan you out to Stoke for a season to get you to put the work in off the ball.
Someone who is allowed to attack, Montero. How good is Montero?
Montero is a bad man. He is an absolute bad man.
He looks like a chef. But he's brilliant.
He's excellent. He's just incredibly fast and. Yeah, I mean, you can't tap it.
No, but I mean, the point, he doesn't look far. I remember last season when they played against us, and all the pundits were saying Arsenal made him look good. They were kind of making out that he wasn't a good player and that we were playing so bad. But actually, it turns out he's the best player in the world.
He's actually the best player in the world.
He's better than Hazard.
The reason why he came off is, as I said yesterday,
he had an order for a 5-top.
No, Stoke, Barcelona lodged a bid in around the 60th minute for Montero, so they had to bring him off, and he actually played the second half of Barcelona's pre-season friendly about half an hour later in his Swansea kit still.
When Monk took Montero off, I think that was him saying that he's happy with the point.
Yeah, I'll say so. And Mourinho made his usual substitution around the 60-minute mark of bringing a wardrobe on in midfield in Kurt Zouma, and who's the new Mikel. I know Mikel still plays for him, but
it's ironic that such a large inanimate object would have Zoom in its name.
And yeah, so he's now the new Janot Mikel. When he comes on, you know that you might as well stop watching the game.
When Mourinho took off Oscar, I think that kind of shows his mindset. To him, attacking players are a luxury and they're expendable. What was that celebration or non-celebration about?
I don't know, I suspect that maybe he wanted to leave or something, or because I heard that Juventus wanted to buy him, maybe something to do with that, I don't know, but yeah, he looked like he just wanted to die after he'd scored.
But do you know what, as soon as he scored, it looked like he turned round to Mourinho, so maybe there was something about free kick taking, whether he was allowed to take it, or
like that, yeah.
do you think people, journalists in particular, sort of coming to the end of their tether?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like, as you, I mean, I think you said this yesterday. He's at the end of his time in Madrid. It's just everyone just bored.
Yeah, they hated him there, didn't they?
Everyone, the journalists, like the players, and just everyone got bored of him. And I think that's happening now as well. He never steps up and accepts that he's made a mistake or that his team were second best. Which they were against Swansea. I mean, Swansea were really good this considering they somehow managed to clone Bafétemi Gomis, it means that they then subbed off and then brought back on. As soon as he got the pitch, he just turned around and came straight back on. Kissed the pitch, came straight back on.
He was so high that you could have told him.
Gomis, you actually made 2 appearances today. One's a substitute and one in the first team.
And yeah, he did score, but his split was offside. I don't get it. I mean, I think he's the one weak link. I mean, it seems that the fashion now to have a big number 9 and 2 speedy inside forwards.
Yeah.
Either side. I mean, look at Arsenal, which will do it with Giroud to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, they could get better than Gomis, but I don't mind it. I mean, you scored 10 goals.
It just looks odd.
I'm
basing it on looks completely.
He does look odd. And do you remember he passed out against Tottenham last season? He's got this strange condition where he just sort of faints. There's a couple of times when he played in France as well. And last season, yeah, Spurs had just scored, and everyone sort of walking back to centre circle. He went up to like tie his shoelaces or something, and then just like fell forward onto his head.
But what if he's through one-on-one and he faints? Shouldn't really laugh at that.
I mean, it's nothing dangerous, like he came out and said.
What if he lands on his head?
Well, I suppose.
He should have a hat like a hat.
he should wear a safety helmet. Like a builder's safety helmet strapped onto his head at all times when he's on the pitch.
God. Gomez is back, isn't he?
He's back, yeah. Did you see the throw yesterday?
No.
For Watford's second goal, the equalising goal. No, sorry, the goal to make it 2-1 up. He, from his own penalty spot, threw the ball about halfway into Everton's half.
He's also the type of player who'd throw it into his own net.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No one forgets him at Spurs. Some of the things he did.
He's another one of those players, like, speaking of Spurs, like Chadli, and Montero, who just doesn't look like a footballer. And based on that, I don't think they'll ever get the kind of plaudits that they deserve.
I'm a big fan of Chadli. Like, he looks like a dolphin, obviously, but he looks like a dolphin with a top knot. But I like him. He scored 15 goals last season. He got 15, 16 last season, you know. But he just doesn't look like a footballer. I know what you're saying. Like, he looks like he should be, I don't know, not a model because
he's not good looking.
Not good looking.
He looks like a dolphin.
He's got that sort of ilk about him.
He looks like he should work in a Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah.
I think.
Or an airport.
The same restaurant that Montero cooks at.
Buying an autobiography from W.H. Smith just before you get on your flight to Malaga and paying the money to Nacer Chadli behind the till. Yeah.
He's gone from a Michelin star restaurant to stuff like that. Double H. Oh dear.
Wait, what's that? Where fucking James Bond shop?
He is fucking poisonous pyro.
Poisonous Biro. Oh, but it's a new gadget for you, Bond. It's a poisonous big Biro.
It's a Biro, you just stab it in their face. What's happening with Spurs then? You watched the game yesterday.
Yeah,
what happened there?
Kyle Walker, who's continuing his slow and steady decline into just a horrendous fallback. Spurs started really well, played quite nice stuff for about half an hour, and then Bentaleb gave it away in midfield. Yeah, Walker was halfway up the pitch.
Yeah, whose fault was that? Was that Walker?
I mean,
was it the centre back? So he had a lot of space.
Bentaleb was. I don't really blame Walker for being ahead of the ball because he was comfortable on the ball in the field, so he thought he'd get forward. And he did bust a gut to try and get back when he saw Rooney. But yeah, it's classic Spurs. I mean, buy 3 defenders and then defend like scorching for the entire game. And yeah, you know, Spurs just I think they'll be fine, but they just need a bit of speed. They haven't got any pace inside whatsoever. They can get someone to play in the free behind Kane with a bit of speed. It'll make a massive difference.
Ericsson, he got a bit of criticism. I don't think he was too bad. What I saw, there was
he played
slightly, a bit rusty, some slightly heavy passes.
It's the Ozil thing with Arsenal. Like, everyone moans at him when he doesn't fucking skin 16 people and lay a goal on us. So yeah, I mean, I think Spurs will be alright. They just need a bit of speed. I think they're trying to get hold of that Yarmolenko.
Which is too quick.
He's what?
And
he's fast, and you know he's left-footed and strong and stuff.
Sorry, what is Czech doing here?
Yeah, this is poor.
Czech's had an absolute I should say we're watching the Arsenal West Ham game.
Before the Arsenal game, Souness and Carragher were talking about Peter Cech saving Arsenal at least 15 points this season. And in his first game, it's 57 minutes in, and he's made 2 massive goals.
Yeah, he's been responsible, I think it's fair to say, for both goals.
So
So yeah, and the striker situation in Spurs, I mean, there's almost this kind of consensus that I don't necessarily agree with, that Kane is going to have a bit of a poor season, that for some reason he's going to drop off. I mean, is there any evidence of
No, I wouldn't say so. He's a very good, he's a very good finisher, and he works really hard, and he puts a lot of effort into it. He clearly loves playing Spurs. So I can't see that happening. I think he'll score if they can make chances for him, which they didn't do yesterday. Well, it was Man United away, so it's a hard game. But if they can make chances for him, he will score goals. There's no denying that. So it's a struggle when Saldana and Adebayor are the 2 reserves. So, I mean, Pochettino said he's going to sign a couple of players. So I think one will be a striker and one will be sort of winger with his speed. I'm hoping.
Adebayor can't stay this season. He's got.
He's I mean, he's had some terrible grief in his life.
We are actually recording this in Stansted Airport. Speaking of waste of space, Balotelli's still floating around.
Yeah, I can't see him still doing that.
Doesn't that just sum up the arrogance of Brendan Rodgers, that he thinks he's the first manager to look at Balotelli and go, do you know what, I can change him. They've got Liverpool, that is, they've got Benteke.
Interesting to watch this Stoke game coming up, because I don't know how he's going to do in that style of football. Because every time he played for Villa, all they did was kick the ball as high as they could in his general direction, and expect him to either A, trap it, or B, flick it on his
against Leicester, I seem to remember him going into midfield, presumably to pass to himself. He sort of had no real plan.
I mean, that's the thing. It was a focal point of Aston Villa. So it'd be interesting because Liverpool have got a midfield of Brazilian and Spanish ants. Some of the smallest people in the world who like to knock it about on the floor. So it'd be interesting. I mean, he did score a really good goal in one of the friendlies.
Again, it's almost that sort of big number 9 approach. You've got the ants around the. I don't know if you call him a queen ant. I don't know how far we can take this analogy. If he's big, he must be the queen ant.
I'd say,
running around him.
Running around trying to make his life a bit easier.
Trying to deliver his ant babies.
Trying to avoid Kenny Dalglish, who's sitting there with a magnifying glass, trying to burn them all.
this is bad.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really concentrating on the game because you're trying to sound as little, I don't know, uneducated as possible.
I'm not in the game.
As little uneducated as possible. That's what we're trying to be. That's what we're trying to sound like. Can you lose at home to West Ham? Is that a thing? Like,
if anyone can, it's us.
Yeah, but Arsenal, they put the stats up earlier. I haven't lost to West Ham in like, even when Arsenal team consisted of a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex in goal and 10 outfield cavemen, they've never lost to West Ham. And everyone was saying for the season, oh, Arsenal. I actually said it myself, if Arsenal don't win the league, it's their own fault because I personally think they've got the best first team, like starting 11. And they've got a good squad as well.
But it's these games that when you get to the end of the season, you look back on and you think...
But it is also a classic Arsenal that they sign one of the best goalies of the last sort of 15 years and then he turns into just an absolute idiot.
Because he's too concerned about taking
minutes of his first game.
And
yeah.
I mean, I think that was a little unfair with Roy Keane. Like that, like the second after we won the Charity Shield.
I thought it was funny, and true in some ways.
They're taking selfies after winning a cup, but you're not allowed to do it. If they were taking selfies after losing, or
I don't agree with selfies in any sense.
Well, you wouldn't. But what does Roy Keane do?
His role is just to walk around scaring people, and like he's basically the Freddy Krueger of the football world. Like, I've just got a grudge against selfies and people that take selfies.
To be fair, you do look homeless as well.
Roy Keane is my dad.
Who's he work for now? Is it not big? Is it ITV? What's worse, ITV or something? What's worse, ITV or BT Sport?
It's a very, very close one. I mean, I prefer BT Sport mainly for the fact that ITV's non-football coverage is like watching a plane burst into flames and people fall out of the sky on fire. That is what watching ITV is like.
I'd watch that. That sounds quite exciting.
So in that sense, I'll side with BT Sport. But
BT Sport does have Michael Owen on it.
They have Michael Owen, and they have something called Match Day with Fletch and Sav, which is Robbie Savage and some other bloke.
It's essentially,
Fletch, I presume,
it's essentially
second name
two
is Fletcher.
Cunts interviewing a cunt.
Interviewing a cunt and asking him questions about why he's such a cunt.
Yeah, and they all talk about that. Who was it I was watching? It was Joey Barton. And all they talked about was getting into fights and how they managed to sort of stop themselves.
I'll go as far as to say that Robbie Savage is the worst man on the face of the planet. And he knows less than me about it, which is sad about it. He's a disgrace. I don't know if you read Football 365, but they do this thing called Media Watch where they sort of go through the papers and sort of things that journalists have said, just basically mug them off. And yeah, they do it with Savage all the time, and they do his predictions. So at the start of the season last league, he said, well, I can't see anyone other than Man City winning the league. It's just going to be, an absolute whitewash. And then in December, he went, well, I'd say Chelsea are going to win the league, hands down. And then in February, when Arsenal won a few games, he said, well, Arsenal are going to win the league. It's absolutely pathetic. He changes his mind every week, pretty much.
But that shows you how kind of pointless it is doing predictions. I mean,
it is pointless. I mean, it's a bit of fun. Like that's why people do it. But no one's ever right. No one's ever right. It just makes
our predictions after this.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our predictions.
I think Robbie Savage is going to predict West Ham to win the league.
Yeah, so I think Savage has changed his mind a couple of times already. So he's going to go with West Ham for the league, I think.
Well, after today's performance, I don't think you could
I would absolutely
argue with that.
West Ham to go down, because then they'll be in the Championship in that massive stadium, which they're not going to fill.
They're not going to fill
even in the Premiership.
They'll have to rent it out for school sports days.
If they went down to the Championship, I mean, what would their attendances be in that place? Oh!
Side netting.
It would be one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Playing Scunthorpe at home in the opener
Olympic
to your Olympic Stadium residence.
Well,
it's got a capacity of
while
75,000.
Nolan's warming up doing hurdles.
There's 16 people there.
You've got a primary school taking up a quarter of the pitch in the egg and spoon race.
It would be brilliant, but I mean, from what I've seen today, they'll be absolutely fine. They won't go down.
But it is obviously the first.
Yeah, it's the first game of the season. But if you beat Arsenal away, doesn't matter what stage of season it is. I think that shows that you're a reasonably good side. But it would just be, if there is a God, there will be plans come from home in the Olympic Stadium next August. Because I mean, West Ham fans are the most hateful people in the world. If you're a West Ham fan listening to this,
stop and fuck.
Stop and fuck off. Stop voting for the BNP and get a life. But no, I mean, I mean to generalise, but you're a flat cap wearing cunt. I know a lot of West Ham fans that are nice people, but I'd say 7.
That's as good as saying my best friend's a West Ham fan, so I can't be.
Well, my best friend's actually gay, so how dare you call me a
There's a gay West Ham fan, so there's a lot of sheepskin in the away end of the events right now.
Black caps and jelly deals.
There's actual sheep walking around.
Very little black people.
There are very few.
I don't mean actually small black people. I mean
like
a little amount of black people. Yeah, there was that whole thing went there like a couple of years ago with. I think there was some Muslim West Ham fans that were praying at half time.
Did it work?
Well, obviously not, because they got ferociously beaten up. Yeah, properly
by their own fans.
By West Ham fans. Yeah.
I mean, did it work in terms of the score?
I think they lost like 3-0 to Sunderland or something. So I'd imagine not.
Well, that's if you ever needed proof that there was a God.
The religion is a farce.
Wow.
Just wait till you play Sunderland at home.
Might have to edit something like that. Oh, what a shot. Because all is brilliant. There's so much talk about him going back to Spain.
I really like
where he belongs, but so when you talk about going back to Spain, but luckily it hasn't. Nothing materialised, which is good.
No, he's class, mate. Absolutely class.
I love our kit. I really like our new kit.
I'm not a fan. I feel if you've got a really big rivalry with another club, right? So Arsenal and Spurs and Barcelona and Real Madrid, Celtic and Rangers, etc., etc. You can't have the colour that's widely associated with the other team so prominently in that kit. That's something that I don't agree with. Honestly, it's odd.
You don't think Arsenal should have white on their kit?
No, it's weird.
Because of Tottenham?
Yeah. It's a massive rivalry.
I hope we have a white kit next season.
It's pure
with
white.
Spurs written on it. Do you know what? You say that. Whenever it was that United, I think, had white shorts, I just remember looking at their kit and being a bit annoyed, like, oh, you're copying us.
Yeah.
I see where you come from.
I've never...
There is a huge patch of red, though, that does distinguish us apart.
Yeah, well, Spurs have red on their kit. They have the AIA, whatever it is.
The sponsor. Well, that doesn't count, does it?
Yeah, but still, you can speak. Like, Spurs fans are incredibly weird about things like that. Like you can speak to a lot of Spurs fans and they'll say that they don't like the sponsor because it's got red in it.
Because of Arsenal.
Yeah.
But sponsors, funny you mention it. For me, sponsors are really important. I think like a sponsor can make or break a kit. Like speaking of United, Chevrolet. It looks so shit. It can really, and Chelsea's one, even though it's like
Chelsea now?
it's like Yokohama tyres or something like that. You know, they look like electricians or something.
Kits are a weird subject for me. I'm not particularly into kits. Like I find what they look like now is just odd compared to what they used to look like. Like it's a football kit that you're playing in. It should just be like the colours of your side with a badge. And some kits now have got like jetpacks on them and stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous.
They've all gone for the sort of open collar.
Yeah,
it's like an actual shirt.
Remember that Cameroon one that had no sleeves?
No. Yeah. It's hot over there.
Yeah, well, you know, fair play, but it's just the way the kits are going now. It's crazy. It's like the boots, you know. You've got like hover boots and stuff.
Yeah, but you go for what are your boots? Yours is just pure black.
Yeah, I've got the gold. They're called the golden slippers. They're like one of the oldest boots you can get. But then, yeah, pure black with mouldy studs. It's just pretty standard.
They look like blocks of coal on your feet. They can be further from. So I'm a bit different. I'm a bit of a sucker for a bit of colour. However, I've recently got those Magista X Astros that are black. However, they've got like reflective bits on the heel, so at night you really stand out from the crowd. When you've
got to cycle home, you can wear them.
Yeah. The kits this season. There's some real shockers. But I tell you what, I do like the Everton away kit. Have you seen that?
Is it white? Is it?
It's white. Yeah. It's a little bit like the French away kit. It's white with like grey stripes.
I like the French kits.
Yeah.
French kits.
They do make a good kit.
Mainly because they're usually on Olivier Giroud.
Who couldn't, despite. I didn't think a man could get more handsome, but he's.
I've never seen a more handsome man than him in my entire life.
I'll tell you what, Falcao scrubs up well, doesn't he?
Yeah, Falcao's an attractive man. Yeah, as I was saying, I think he is a model that somehow managed to stumble into the Porto dressing room at some stage in his life.
He's like a method actor who's playing the role of a great footballer
for research on a film that he's going to be in.
And he did it really well, and now he's like got his hair, he stopped scoring. He's just a handsome actor. I think I was the only person who wasn't excited about his signing for Man United.
Yeah, I mean, he's not suited to the league is his main problem. Like, he can't play with his back to goal. He tried. He's not strong enough. He's small. He's a small guy, and he needs to be running onto crosses or running onto through passes.
Which would be fine if he wasn't so slow.
Yeah, and he's not particularly. He's lost a bit of speed. I know he had a bad injury on his knee or whatever it was.
Well, that was it. He had the injury to his knee before he signed for United, and after that, he only scored something like 3 goals after that injury.
Yeah.
So, oh look, another injury-prone past-it striker.
Yeah.
You know, in Van Persie, God rest his soul.
He's not suited to the league. He scored a lot of goals in the Portuguese league. He scored a lot of goals in the French league. Again,
yeah.
You know, it's not a good standard really. The Spanish league, he did the same. Other than 3 or 4 teams, the Spanish league is also pretty poor standard. And he's come to the Premiership and he struggles. But it doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means that he's not. I think he's not suited to the league. You've got to play with your back to goal in the Premiership and forwards, and he can't do it. What's such on with Falcao is that every team in the Premiership can beat every other team. It's the only league in the world where that can happen. A team that is rock bottom can beat the team at the top, and no one would be surprised.
It's weird, isn't it? Does that say something about the overall quality? Whether
it's the money. You know, BT Sport have paid a horrendous amount of money. You know, Sky have been doing it for years.
We did come under criticism by I mean England, for like basically just stockpiling all the Europe's best talent.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, you know, when even relegation battles can buy a player for £20 million, which they can, they've got the money to do that. Very, very good players run throughout every side in the Premiership. I mean, Crystal Palace have got Kabay, who's a very good player. But it's Crystal Palace. You know, I don't mind Palace, you know, like, I live nearby to their ground and I don't actually mind.
Never had any trouble.
No, I don't particularly mind them. I think their fans are alright. They make a lot of noise and they're really passionate. I don't mind them as a club, but I'm not.
So we have a couple of friends that have something to say about that.
Yeah, we've got a few mates that are Charlton fans, so
we've got a few mates. We'll stop.
Probably disagree, but no, I don't mind them as a club. You know, it's just the point I'm trying to make is that they've got players like Kabay and. You know, like Balassi's like homegrown, so you can't say him as much, but really good players. Zaha.
Is it Zaha or Zaha?
I don't know. Zaha? I'd say Zaha, probably.
Just to clear that up.
But if you're listening to Wilfrieds, then WhatsApp us and let us know.
Send us a Snapchat of you saying your own name.
Your birth certificate.
We probably don't do that, actually. Podgy's at it again, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, unfortunately, because I think he's a tremendous git. But
he's such a git.
He knows what he's doing, yeah.
He obviously missed Kabai's wife.
Yeah, was it early? He weren't early shagged, was it?
Well, no. I don't think Kabai would have come back.
Yeah.
That's a shame, though, isn't it? It just, you know, I was about to say PGC, PSG, buying him for what, a season? And then
playing him for 45 seconds against Lille.
And that really upset the balance at Newcastle.
That is the moment that they got shit when the guy left. It's as simple as that. Because they were an average side. You know, they were always
more
good,
than average, yeah.
like
They're terrible.
8th, 9th, 10th. And then as soon as Kawhi left, they just absolutely folded.
And then Pardew went. But he sort of got them back round, and then he was like,
yeah, I mean, they lost a lot of games. And then, funny enough, like, I went to Tottenham Newcastle last season. Spurs were 1-0 up, playing quite well, we controlled the game. And then Newcastle scored 4 seconds after the restart of the second half. And then scored again.
4 seconds before the restart.
Yeah. And then scored again a couple of minutes later and 2-1 up and they won. And then that was a turning point because I remember after that game they won about 5 in a row. I mean, you can't say anything about Alan Pardew.
I don't know what he does.
He's a good manager.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say really. I mean, everyone hates him because he's an idiot.
But he's sort of your idiot, you know. If he's your manager.
There's 15 Adam Pardews in your local Webbs.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
You can relate to it. He deserves a lot of praise. And they play good, like.
And he'd be the first to say.
Yeah, exactly. The way Crystal Palace play, I think, is really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of the ball, but the whole possession thing is kind of slipping out a little bit now. You know, like.
Yeah. But again, Palace are an example of teams that have come up. You know, so like even Leicester, they didn't have the best season at all, but at the start they were just going at it.
Yeah.
Right to the end.
5-3 with Man United.
Yeah.
Probably the best game of the season. You know. When I play Football Manager or whatever, I always like to. I don't like the whole 4-2-3-1. Let's keep possession business.
Yeah, it's cliche.
It bores me a little bit. You know, I'd rather watch teams like Palace with a lot of speed. And
remember when we did Football Manager? You were managing Real Madrid, I was managing Barcelona, and I played with 6 players in midfield and no striker.
And I had like 6 up front with Modric as my defensive midfielder. I prefer watching teams like that. Like Spurs used to be one of the best teams to watch when they had Bale and Lennon and Van der Vaart and Modric. Because they did, I mean, they could keep the ball if they wanted to, but they did a very similar thing to Palace in which they just sort of win the ball quite deep and counter attack.
You'd also concede.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that at all. But yeah, when you've got Dawson and Gomez at the back, yeah.
Neither of which sort of know which one's supposed to be in goal.
They both wear one glove each.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing Gomez again. I don't.
Yeah, Watford are interesting. Like, everyone says that they're going to go straight back down, but I could
straight back down to Serie B.
Yeah. I think that Deeney is going to score a few goals actually, and he's a real handful. And even if he doesn't score a goal in the game, like yesterday, he was really putting himself about. Like he got the assist for the second goal, he flicked it on, he did really well. I think he's going to, and he's a captain and he clearly cares about Watford. If you watch his celebrations yesterday, after both goals went in, he's just like absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's going to do well, and I think Watford will do alright as well actually. They got Capoue from Spurs, who played a total of 3 minutes I think last season.
Didn't you love him?
I thought, do you know what, he's a good player. I rate him, but he's got some sort of attitude problem. But I think with Watford he'll be the main man, so maybe that won't be
speaking of
a problem for him.
Captains and attitude problem, Micah Richard seems to have worked. Captain for.
Is he captain?
Yeah. Yeah, playing him in the centre, and he seems to do really well. Seems to have a really good game.
Yeah, I like him. I think I want to be his mate. I want to be mates with him. You know.
Do you?
That probably sounds weird, but
it does.
I can see myself being really good mates with Micah Richards.
You could.
I could, yeah, 100%. I think
but based on what?
I mean, smile. I like the way he smiles. It just looks like he's always having quite a good laugh, you know.
On the bench.
Yeah, well, I suppose.
Well, I was going to say, what's that based on? I mean, he's been injured most of the time, and he had to take a back seat when City bought all the first wave of expensive foreigners. He didn't get a look in. Now he's 37.
The thing is, like, I think he made his debut for Man City when he was like 10 or something. So he's actually not as old as you think he is.
Is he not?
No, I think he's probably late 20, but he's. Yeah, I like Richards.
By all accounts, he had a good game.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal for Aston Villa. They were absolutely atrocious at that. If they could have kept Vlar, then that would a good partnership with them two. But Richards was short ever so slightly. He's still got the old tight as bramble brain fart gene.
Yeah, potentially, but I mean, for a short guy, he's pretty good in the air.
Absolutely rapid.
Yeah, he's solid. And he's
incredibly strong as well. So
Sherwood.
What can you say about Sherwood? What can you say about him?
I love him.
He's in the same boat as Pardew. Like, he's a bit of a twat.
He's just a bit of a geezer.
He's done well. Like, when he took over the Spurs, and I think they finished 1 point behind their best ever total or whatever.
But he was too not foreign enough.
Yeah,
so
he couldn't manage a side at the top of the league, I don't think. Aston Villa is level. I think he will do right there. He'll keep them up. I like the football he plays. He plays with 2 up front and just gives it a go, you know.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
And he doesn't stick to convention. And that's funny to say about 4-4-2, how that's not the convention nowadays. You know, he won't necessarily toe the party line, the club line. You know, he'll say what he feels needs to be said, regardless of the repercussions.
But it does make you cringe a little bit, some of his sort of interviews and stuff.
In what way? Like
a bit cringy.
Like a
and
dad.
Last year, I think when Villa won a game like really late on, he was like holding and checking for his pulse and that to the Villa fans, and just being a bit. I don't know. It's a bit.
What do you want him to do?
Well, just celebrate and don't put your hand up to your neck and feel your pulse, and then you're not a mime on the streets of Paris.
All painted in silver, just standing on a pedestal.
It's a bit cringy.
What if he came out? He was wheeled out like he was in gold paint, dressed as Yoda, holding his pose, and he stood still for the whole 90
the whole
minutes.
game with his hand on his pulse.
People flicking like euros into a bucket in front of him.
His assistant manager like snake charming next to him.
His assistant manager with a boombox. He's like broadcast. There's all Italian tourists like on the pitch taking pictures.
He's just a character, and but he's one of them people that if you went to a wedding or a barbecue or something, you would talk to him for about 30 seconds and then think, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like I've got to go and talk to someone else, you know.
Yeah, he'd be there by himself.
Yeah, literally. I would have like an 18-year-old daughter that was there.
Yeah, daughter.
He like tagged along.
Yeah, it's my niece. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's quite harsh, actually. I think he seems like quite a nice guy, and he seems quite self-deprecating.
I couldn't have a conversation with him.
It's above your head, is it? You're from Micah Richards.
Yeah, I know.
You can just sit there and smile at each other.
If Micah Richards texted me and said, "Let's go to Yates's in Brighton and have a good time," then obviously I'd rather do that. But
you wouldn't, because you don't like leaving your house.
This is true.
And you just sit there and smile at each other. Just look at get lost in his smile.
You just smile and look into my eyes.
Oh wow.
Well, that is an amazing goal. No one in this stadium expected Bentley to do that.
If you go first with your top 4,
My top 4.
you'd all go.
I'm going to say, based on today, purely, it sort of influenced me. I think Chelsea, Arsenal, United, City.
You think City will drop all the way down to 4?
Yeah, I think so. You know, even United, even the sort of, I mean, I don't know how they're going to turn out. I mean, to be honest, they could have finished 12th, they could finish first. I wouldn't be surprised in either case, but they've got that kind of inherent grit, and they don't like to lose.
Yeah, like the game yesterday, they played horrendous, but they won the game. And it was only Spurs, but you know.
But that's with 4, is it debutants? You know, I think Schweinsteiger came on in the second half, but they have that. Whereas I don't think City do. I think they can easily just kind of switch off and lose motivation.
They
kind of based purely on that, I think 4th. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think Chelsea will win the league. You know, they won't, light any fires doing it. But I think Arsenal will run them the closest. Actually, I did say that before today, and alright, it was a bad result today, but. Everyone has bad results, I suppose. I think Arsenal will run them reasonably close and come second. I think Arsenal have the best starting 11 in the league when everyone's fit. Yeah, I'd say City third, sort of just behind Arsenal, and Man United will be fourth. I can't see it. You buy that many players when you're Man United, I can't see them making any sort of challenge, realistic challenge for the league. And if Rooney gets injured, they're going to have to re-sign Andy Cole on a fucking month-to-month rolling contract or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they've got Depay, and he looked occasionally. He sort of gave glimpses of why they signed
They
him.
played him sort of in the middle yesterday. I think he should be out wide. So he scored all his goals last season when he cuts in from the left.
I think United kind of set out how they want to do this. They've signed about. It was all defenders or defensive midfielders except for Depay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably wrong.
Yeah, well,
but-
I mean, sort their midfield out first and foremost.
I mean, they were playing a defensive midfielder in Fellaini up front last season, so
Pretty much, yeah. You know, Schweinsteiger's obviously a really good player. They've got Herrera and Chadli, who's a good sort of Scottish player. So their midfield is pretty much sorted now. And yeah, I think United will be cool. If they sign a striker, they've got a chance of being a bit higher. But if you rely just on Rooney, he's obviously a great player, but you need something.
Is he?
So, yeah, fourth place, I reckon. There's no point asking about Europa League because it would be Spurs and Liverpool.
oh yeah, definitely. So you don't think either are going to break that?
No, absolutely not. No. 7 probably Southampton again.
Yeah.
The best out of the rest of the day.
Well, I
maybe Stoke.
I think potentially
Well,
Swansea, Southampton, Stoke could have a shout.
Well. Yeah, Swansea did very well yesterday if the other teams would have been around there.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Going down is always the most interesting one.
West Ham, Everton. Everton. Do you know what? If I was a betting man, and I am, I'd stay away from Everton. I mean, they're just the most inconsistent team.
They'll lose 3 games in a row, and then win 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
And then lose 3 games in a row.
It's just a cycle.
And then win 3 games in a row.
It doesn't matter who they're playing.
It doesn't matter who they're playing, no.
And if they lose Stones, I mean, I don't like this whole kind of tapping up business that Chelsea have been accused of by one person, and that's Martinez. I mean, John Terry literally just said John Stones' name.
Yeah.
And suddenly...
He was playing FIFA and he got the ball with John Stones and he went, oh, it's John Stones on the ball.
And Martinez called him.
went, what?
Martinez, what's he doing? He's kind of responsible for Swansea, isn't he? The kind of tiki-taka
Yeah, well,
approach.
it's him and yeah,
Then
Brendan
Loudon.
Rodgers took over after him, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
And then, but before Martinez, it was... Who was it? Paulo Sousa, was it? Someone like that.
And he's always kind of lauded Wenger and spoke quite highly of him.
Yeah, you can see by the way Everton play, like, he has got that. He has got a style of play which is like sort of short passing and movement and stuff. The first season to go over at Everton, everyone was kind of surprised by how they played, and that's why they finished so high on the table. But I can't see anything other than sort of 10th place.
It's almost like the Everton curse. There's just so much potential there. I mean, on Football Manager,
Such a
I
big
won
club.
the league and Champions League
It's
in my
such a big
second
club.
season with them.
Yeah.
So there is there, but I don't know if it's like a lack of investment or what. It's just you kind of hit a
They're a really
brick wall.
traditional club and stuff. But you say that lack of investment, they spent 30 million on the new couple, didn't they?
True. So who of the teams that have come up are definitely going to stay up? Do you think? I'd go as far as to say Watford.
Yeah,
I don't know about
did,
Bournemouth.
yeah.
I don't know if I.
I mentioned Watford earlier. I think they've got some players that are hard to deal with, like Latigano and Deeney are very, very hard players to deal with. So I think they'll score a few goals, those two. And see whether they can just be tight in the back. You know, I think out of the 3, they've got the biggest chance.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Bournemouth. I mean.
They spent a lot of money with them.
I mean, you can say there are teams in the Premiership that don't deserve to be there. I mean, Sunderland. What is the point in Sunderland?
What is Sunderland?
Every season.
Is that what is Sunderland?
You know, every year it's a relegation battle, and they'll defy the odds and stay up, and everyone will be like, "Oh, Sunderland." For what? Honestly, for what? I hope they go down, and I hope they never come back up. Who else? Leicester, I think fair play. I'm glad they've got another shot actually because they had such a good attitude.
Yeah,
I think,
they
for the
played
first time.
amazing yesterday as well. I know it was only Sunderland they played as well.
But it's just a shame they had a psychopath in charge.
He was on.
Like, yeah.
He
Leicester are like
he was a PE teacher.
Well, exactly.
100%.
Leicester are like a nice, well-meaning child, despite of their upbringing, despite of their
They've
abusive.
got a really racist dad, so they don't
Yeah.
take any of their mates home for dinner or anything.
Yeah.
They just go to school, get on with their work, keep
The
themselves
dinner
to
that he has to
themselves.
cook for his dad.
Yeah.
That is Leicester.
But he's gone now, isn't he, Pearson? So
He's died.
he's passed away. Passed away last night.
Massive heart attack.
There's that whole thing in the press conference last year, wasn't there, when a journalist asked him just a run-of-the-mill question, like,
Yeah.
because it was like, why will you pour from set pieces today or something? It's a run-of-the-mill question, and Pearson was like, if you feel like you have to ask me that question, then you're an idiot. It's like, what? Just answer the question. It's a very straightforward question.
Did he apologise for the way he was? I think he just came out just saying in the heat of being a manager, you just don't really think.
And then he chokeslammed MacArthur, which we touched on in the blog last season.
That was insane. MacArthur didn't know. MacArthur was laughing because you would, because it was so ridiculous.
What is happening? But old Claudio's back. I like
Claudio.
Yeah, he seems like a
His bins are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, I like his bins.
A bit like yours, actually.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
Similar. He actually speaks more English than I do as well.
He speaks more English. You know what? He knows more words.
He knows more words of the English language than I do.
And he said he liked rock music as well. He seems like he's such a cool dude.
I could see him sitting about, you know. I don't think he listens to classic rock, I think it's like the shit 90s rock that everyone used to listen to.
He mentioned Kasabian, did you hear?
Yeah, you know, like...
No, not Limp. No! He mentioned Kasabian, I think.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't know why.
So
he's
more
got mad.
sort of indie stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can,
Could you be friends with him?
I think I could. I feel like
so you can be friends with him and Micah Richards, but not Sherwood.
Not Sherwood. No. It wouldn't work out between me and Tim, I don't think.
If you and
just different people.
Claudio and Micah were in this room right now, and I'd left, what would you guys talk about?
Well, first off, I'd offer up like a drink. You know, I'd say a cup of tea or something, or a glass of wine maybe. I know.
A cup of tea or a glass of.
I know Ranieri probably likes his Chianti and stuff.
Sure.
I'd offer them a beverage and then just start a conversation up. You know, just like what you get up to the weekends.
Well, we know what they do.
Other than football, you know, what are your plans for the week? Just try and let it flow and see where we go. You know, if things got a bit boring, I'd like stick the Xbox on or something.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Challenge Ranieri to.
Play Football Manager against Claudio. That would be great. Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, start a three-man game up on Football Manager.
Put Micah on the bench.
Start Micah Richards and just put him in my under 21 team.
Tea or wine? We'd like some cereal or crack. Such extreme.
So, do you want Claudio, do you want a crisp or a fillet steak or? Right, so I'll do mine. I'll go. It's got to be Sunderland. We'll go Sunderland, Bournemouth. Probably say Bournemouth. They spent a lot of money, but the stadium's a shit hole. It's like 11,000.
Wouldn't it be a bit awkward if Bournemouth get relegated? Because they did it in such great fashion. They absolutely walked it, and then come back like, oh hi guys, it didn't quite work
when we went up and we were all going, "Wee, fuck you lot, you're all wankers, we see you later."
Yeah, I'm too good for you lot.
We're back now. Please don't hurt us. Yeah, so I don't think they got the sort of grit that maybe Watford will have.
They score 5 goals every week.
And if in the Premiership, if teams sort of sit back and defend against them, you know, no one does that in the Championship. Like, everyone tries to win every game.
You have 1 second on the ball.
Yeah, but in the Premiership, you know, will they be able to break teams down and stuff? It'd be difficult. So, I'll say Bournemouth, and I'm gonna go. Even though they got Pulis, I'm gonna go West Brom. Best Brom. What is West Brom?
West Brom.
It sounds like one of the places in Game of Thrones. No, I've had enough of them as well. Everything about them is just average, isn't it? Like their kit, like their football,
their name,
their fans, you know.
And now their manager.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to go down. I want him to go down. Just once. Because everyone goes, oh, he's so good at keeping teams up.
And the worrying thing is, we've loaned him Serge Gnabry.
Oh, Nappers, yeah.
Gnabry. I'm just worried Pulis is literally just going to use him as a punch bag in training. He won't actually get a game, he'll be there. They'll practice hoofing him up in the air.
They're going to use him as practice for throwing, so instead of throwing in the ball, they're just going to pick up Gnabry and throw Gnabry as far as they can to build their muscles up, so that when they actually come to throw the football, they can throw it even further than they used to.
Honestly, I'm genuinely concerned about Nabbers going to West Brom.
Oh, they're going to beat the life out of him.
And he'll come back like all...
Boys, yeah, like you see, like, you know, you play nice little little passes to each other. What I learned last year at West Brom,
instead of kicking the ball,
what you do is like, even though the ref says like it's handball, whatever, you pick the ball up, right, and you throw it up and then you kick it.
That's sort of a bit of a
that's
the way to happen. That I don't think I can really argue with your choices. I mean, I hope it's Sunderland. I can't see. Oh, he's just here, officer. Yeah, I can't really argue with that, to be honest.
These are unfortunately the sound effects you have to deal with if you do your podcast in South London.
As well as.
But that the crisp sound is just us being Gits, basically.
That's actually my spine.
That was the first tackle on Nabry in his first training session.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I could argue with that. I mean, I'd want to see more of Bournemouth. It would be interesting to see if they can break teams down.
They've got to sort their ground out. Like 11,000, I'm sorry.
But you know, what if they do a West Ham? You know, they get a new stadium.
And then just slam it down legally. Because very often when you go down again. So it's happened a lot of time. Quite a lot of times.
What's happened to Portsmouth? Where are they now?
They're probably in the Sunday League somewhere. But that was their own fault. Like,
Yeah.
there was all sorts of shit going on.
It's just come up with Portsmouth, the actual city. It's in Hampshire. No, it's not.
Portsmouth, yeah.
I thought Hampshire was a nice place. It's got a flag. Look at that. It looks quite Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it looks
quite
a bit
nice.
like Morocco or something.
Yeah.
Portsmouth, twinned with Morocco.
They're in League 2. Finished 16th last season. Sad, isn't it?
It is sad, but I used to enjoy watching them play.
Their badge is actually that flag.
Yeah, it is. It's the
Moroccan
Marrakesh flag, yeah.
Let's see what Portsmouth's actually twinned with. Portsmouth twinned
It's always a German town.
with...
It's always a German town.
Slowly creeping back in, aren't they? It's twinned with Caen, or is that Caen in France,
Right.
and Duisburg, I'm going to say,
Duisburg.
in Germany.
What is the whole twinning thing? I've never really understood it.
No, I don't know if it gives you like trading rights or bed and breakfast you get first. I honestly don't know. And maintains sister and friendship links with other cities around the world. What's a friendship link?
Link? Like, what does that mean?
Oh, here we go. What is twinning? Twinning is, bear with us, listeners. Twinning is the proven method of building bridges between communities from different countries. Twinning can act as a catalyst for communication links and friendship between people of differing or similar backgrounds for a geographical distance. Portsmouth in Virginia.
Right. Well, that one's more realistic, I suppose.
Sydney, Australia. Sydney. And Portsmouth. Both on the coast.
Yeah, because Portsmouth have got a fucking like opera house, haven't they?
Good one, Max. So there you go. That's Portsmouth. League 2.
League 2. Yeah. That was the only question I asked. I think actually.
I wonder if it about Portsmouth.
Savage must have been himself big. It put Shane Long off.
Adam, the worst human being.
Charlie Adam, yeah. You can see in his face when he goes into tackles. He is trying to hurt someone. You can see he's one of those people.
Well, there's last season when he suffocated Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah.
He grabbed him by the throat.
Yeah.
And made him look in his eyes while he slowly killed him.
He's a nasty one, isn't he? Really snide people. I remember he used to do it to Gareth Bale all the time. I don't know why, but he used to target Bale, just kick the hell out of him. He's not trying to win the ball, like he is trying to give you one. Like, you know, you can see it in his face. But on the ball, I think he's like a reasonably good player. Like that goal against Chelsea last season was unreal.
The
like inside zone up.
Is that good?
It was good. Like to hit the ball with that accuracy from that far out.
It's not. And I'm going to say this.
And you can't cross it as well, so it's sort of bent round.
And I'll prove this when we start our season.
Right.
A professional footballer can hit a goal-sized target from inside their own half.
Yeah, but
it's having the awareness, sure, and the kind of balls
if it was that easy, why does it never happen?
Because keepers don't necessarily come out
maybe
that much. Come off their line that frequently. Are you comparing Charlie Adam to David Beckham?
Yeah, definitely. It looks.
He's an ugly bastard.
Oh, he's
his teeth are shot.
Terribly ugly bloke. He's got one of those
And
tattoos.
if he was here, I'd tell him. So
He's got one of those tattoos of his kid's name on the inside of his arm, on the inside of the forearm. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those people, right?
Which arm? Because that could be a bit off-putting if you know what I mean.
If you're looking like that, yeah. I don't know what handed he is, but I think it's on his left hand. Charlie, I think it says, something like that. Charlie.
His own name?
Yeah, I think he's called his kid Charlie as well. No, it's Jack. It's Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, Jack, yeah.
He's got the date of birth underneath.
I'm not like having a go at him for like loving his kids, that's great and all that.
I wish having a go at him for being ugly.
Yeah.
No, he's an absolute cunt.
Yeah, he is.
That's right, Jack. I'm calling your dad a cunt.
So Jack, if you're listening, you were born in 06, so you must be around probably 9, 10 now. Your dad's a cunt. You, Jack Adam. You've also got two first names.
I know, I never trust people with two first. I can't take it seriously.
It's weird.
Hi, I'm Jack Adam. Jack Adam.
Well,
I think I drank a double of you in a pub. I'll have a pint of Jack Adam.
What's your second name? Oh, and Coke.
Oh.
What else we got to talk about? I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Downs, quick mention for Downs.
Yeah, so Downs, we're at uni. We had a football team.
We had a football team in the Halls of Residence League for Brighton University called Downs FC.
Even though most of us went to Sussex University.
Yeah, I'd say the majority. Well, the founders of the team all went to Sussex. Yeah, so after a sort of 6 or 7 year hiatus, all the players are back in London and
fitter than ever.
Fitter than ever, you know, more solid than ever, and ready to take on the Vauxhall 7-a-side league.
Is that it?
Yeah.
And so far, I must say, every training session's fallen through. And I think our first kick of the ball will be in an 11-a-side friendly.
It's going to be, yeah, I mean, I'll still play 11-a-side, so I'm quite confident that I'll be alright-ish. I'll still play every week in that, but I think a lot of the players don't.
No, I've sort of got back into it more recently. I coach some kids and play after work once a week. So, yeah, my touch is there or thereabouts.
Basically, we just
what you say.
Yeah, we launched ourselves straight into the deep end, which if you ever saw a Downs FC game, you will know that it's a bad idea.
Well, you might actually get the chance because in this league they film the matches.
They film the games, so yeah, we're gonna. Our friend Jack Scourge, who used to play for us, is over in Brazil.
Are you allowed to say his name?
I don't care. Jack Scourge, like I think I'll get his address and post it on the blog as well.
I think there's a reason why he moved to South America.
Some letters and stuff. Yeah, he's coming back in January, so up until that point we're gonna have to send videos basically of how we're getting on.
Yeah, well, we're going to post it on the blog so you'll be able to watch it.
In short, I'd say Downs FC, words that describe us up are the words that describe us are cheats, luxury, and there's a bit of good technique for it actually.
Yeah,
it's a good football.
Mainly the two people that are sat in this room now.
Yeah.
We are the sort of cheating luxury with a decent. We've got a good technique.
There's decent football.
And we both wear number 10.
Yeah, there's been a big scrap for the number 10 shirt between about 6 players. So I think that sums up the side.
Well, it seems to be settled because I paid 1p more for the kit to secure the number 10. But whether or not that will come to fruition.
So yeah, just thought we'd mention the return of Downs, and if you're ever in Vauxhall, not at one of the gay pubs, then
why? Because they're not welcome.
No, not in that way. I mean, if you're not busy, come down and watch some really snide football. No, I am the all-time top goal scorer.
You are.
On 14 goals.
I think I scored about 1 goal, and that came off my face.
You scored 1 goal on the one instance where I decided to square it.
Listeners, I would be in the goal and Max still wouldn't pass it to me. Even if it was an open goal and I was still in the goal, you wouldn't even think to pass it. You'd run back out to the corner flag and then shoot. Oh yeah, that was frustrating. I was slightly annoyed. My 1 goal came in the game when we won like 5-1, so it didn't matter.
No one even realised.
Didn't care. I think it came off my face, my shoulder, and then my watch. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, our goalkeeper as well. I won't mention his name, but he knows who he is.
He may even appear on this. I should say.
Yeah, he might.
This being the first podcast, hence why it's shit. But we will be having special guests and emphasis on the word will.
Emphasis on the word special as well. So our goalkeeper is, he's a good guy. Everyone likes him, but his garment choice, especially on the football pitch, is nothing short of wonderful.
He wears pyjama bottoms.
He pretty much wears pyjama bottoms and like a 1994
grey
Viglen Charlton shirt. And his ability as a goalkeeper is at times questionable.
I think inconsistent is
He's
a good shot stopper.
Yeah.
Because when you've got a boat like that, it doesn't matter. It's like flying at you 200 miles an hour. Just getting away.
You're not going to do any more damage to what's already there, are you? So.
However, I mean, we were speaking about Charlie Adams' goal. I mean, Will would frequently get lobbed by shots like that, travelling half the speed. And he'd be on his own line. Really, really frustrating.
Yeah,
especially when you're busting a gut to score.
Especially when you're working as hard as we inevitably were.
And then some snide student just lost
He's
it.
just blatantly on like double the money we're on now. Just lobs him from inside the box.
He'll probably be appearing on the podcast.
If anything, if you're struggling for something to do, then watching our goalkeeper play is entertaining at least.
It's definitely worth a watch. So I think that's it for Gits In The Game podcast, the first ever podcast. I've been Carl.
I'm Max.
I am.
That's a new film starring Will Smith, where he just sits in his flat and eats crisps, even though there's like zombies outside. So anyway, this has just been a sort of...
It's a warm-up really.
Sort of warm-up, that's how it goes.
So...
if you have listened, thanks for listening.
If you have made it this far. And also click some adverts. So
click some of the adverts on our blog so that we get a bit of money. I think we've made £5.50 at the moment.
Yeah, and we've spent that today on Chris.
And a microphone.
Actually, it's going to take a while to pay this microphone up. So. Click some adverts. Alternatively, you could just send us some money.
You send us some money, pretty much.
This has been an appeal from
Gits In The Game appeal. Please send us some money.
Right.
Just a £5 in an envelope.
Cute. Alright, see you next week.
Yeah, cheers.